I am very happy that a seminar has been organized to undertake a study on education as we step into the next century. This is how a great developing nation like ours should look forward. The occasion, therefore, is of great significance for our future. This seminar is different from conventional seminars with which we are familiar. I consider this to be a healthy sign of action oriented steps that this seminar proposes to suggest. Let me congratulate the organizers on their vision and determination. It is true that ultimately the development of a nation largely depends on education. In a democracy like ours, we cannot forget the productive and investment aspects of education. At the same time, we must also remember the social and cultural objectives of education suited to our condition. Properly educated and trained manpower is the most vital factor in affecting the ultimate development of a nation. So, the role of the people is more important than other factors. That is why manpower planning is often discussed among economists. Then, in planning for our future, we have to take into account the impact of the scientific and technological revolution. We have to compare and study the situations prevailing in various advanced countries and emulate their methods. We need not exactly follow their footsteps. We may adopt methods suitable for our country. It is recognized that our values have stood the test of time and have proved to be lasting worth even in the light of the modern scientific and technological tests. Therefore, our educational system should also aim at developing healthy attitudes and values for the benefit of generations to come. The growth of population poses a serious problem. We must devise ways and means to meet the growing demand for education. You will see there is therefore an immediate need to plan for the provision of teachers, buildings, and materials to cope up with the expansion. All these details will be presented to you by experts in the field. I am sure this seminar will succeed in providing guidelines to the planners and the common man alike. While considering quantity, I am sure the seminar will care to preserve quality. We have to remember that the present formal system of education is not adequate and immediate steps have to be taken to resort to non-formal and continuing education. I am glad this is also part of the discussions. You will also discuss students' welfare and discipline, which are the most vital aspects of education. National integration is the foundation on which the superstructure of education should be built. It is by education that we have to bring home to the people the value of democracy as a mode of living and the need to rise above differences based on caste, community, language, or religion. Education should always be a unifying force. It can never be a force to divide and separate. The role of the teacher today or even in the next century is the same, and that is to unity and integrity. The teacher should create world citizen. It is on his vision that real progress depends. He has to be the friend, philosopher, and guide to the younger generation. The character and conduct of the young youth should lead to the inquiry who was your teacher. We must also provide the right atmosphere in educational institutions to enable the youth to learn the art of collective life. At present, more than 70% of rural population depends on agriculture. If we want to realize their standard of living, we should change our educational pattern. It should be job oriented. Self employment on a massive scale is the only answer to the problem of unemployment. Gandhiji was a great economist. When he pleaded for rural reconstruction and planning at rural level, he was cost conscious. He advocated industries being taken to sources of raw materials. It is always chapter to transport finished goods than to transport raw material. It is cheaper to prevent exodus and to take advantage of facilities already existing. What we spend on slum clearance, water supply, sanitation, roads, and transport to rehabilitate those to migrate to urban areas would provide enough capital for industrialization of rural India. Hence, the pattern of education which we wish to evolve for the next century should aim at preventing the exodus from the rural to urban area and developing our rural economy. Rural areas must be made attractive for younger generation.